If the phrase doubling your investments in 2026 sounds a bit hype, then you have a right to be skeptical. But what if I told you that with the right discipline, with the right strategy, and with the right timing, you can significantly double and multiply your investments, and it is legal and it is totally legit? We're gonna break it down for you. A few adjustments will allow you to have more flexibility and be able to duplicate your investments. You're gonna know exactly the changes that you need to make so that your money can work harder for you. In case you haven't met me before, my name is Leon Mann. I'm a licensed wealth consultant with Money Assist Financial. And what I do, I help hardworking individuals add an additional multiple 6 to 7 figures to their retirement portfolio. And I also help them to protect the hard-earned money during retirement. Now, when it comes to doubling your investments or doubling your money, the first thing that you need to consider is to increase your rate of return. Something we use is the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is a formula that will show you how long your money would take to double. In the game of wealth, it is all about doubling. How soon can your investments double? And as financial professionals, we use the rule of 72, and this was created by 15th century Renaissance mathematician Lucas Pacioli. What he did, he basically created the rule of 72 as a measure of how your wealth can double for a certain period of time. For example, if you have a rate of return of 9%, you simply divide 9 into 72 and you get 8 years for your money to double. If your rate of return is at 6%, you divide 6 into 72 and you end up with 12 years. So imagine, guys, you invested $10,000 today, and in 8 years' time, that $10,000 turned into $20,000. And in another 8 years, the $20,000 turned into $40,000. Over a period of time, you can see how this can eventually be life-changing, especially the longer that you invested, right? But it is not about hype. It's about consistency. You see, here is the thing. In the long run, you want to make calculated decisions. You do not want to gamble your way to doubling your money. You want to make sure you go through the process and you make a calculated guess, so your money have more of a chance to work for you, right? This is a calculated risk in which the probability is very high that your wealth can multiply. Second is you want to maximize your contributions. Many of us, we talk about the returns, but few people will talk about the contributions. This is pretty much like fuel to your super turbo sports car. Without fuel, your sports car cannot perform as well. By contributing to your investments, you're adding fuel. It's like adding fuel to the flame. You want to stir those investments until it basically starts to work for you, right? But there's a couple things you need to do for it to work. In 2026, you want to start to automate your investments. Treat your investments as a non-negotiable bill. So every single month, you want to make a commitment to put something into your investments, whether it's $100, whether it's $200. You see, there is no need to put a huge lump sum, like if you win the lotto. All you need is to start small and stay consistent, right? So automate it. And the second is when you have an increase in salary, then you want to contribute more. You want to feed it more so it can work for you. The third is you want to redirect any bonuses or any refunds, like tax refunds, towards your investments. And the more you keep on feeding it, the more it will eventually work for you. But you gotta design it and you gotta be intentional, right? So that's the second thing, is you wanna maximize your contributions. The third thing is you wanna minimize the wealth killers. You can't expect to create wealth when you have drainers. And there's three leaks that we're gonna have to look at. One is inflation rate. Inflation rate is increasing every single year, and it's the biggest wealth killer, perhaps that is invisible. We do not even know how inflation is impacting our wealth until 10 years, 20 years. And we realize that even $10 means nothing as it did 10 years ago, right? This is the impact of inflation. So you want to have investments that outpace inflation, right? Inflation is 2 to 3%. You want to have investments that is higher than 2 to 3% and outpaces it. The second wealth killer is taxes. Taxes can reduce your wealth by 40 to 50%. What you got to do, you want to use tax efficient investment accounts like RRSPs and my favorite, TFSA or tax-free savings account. This will significantly minimize the impact of taxes to your investments, and it could be really life-changing without increasing the risk, right? Third wealth killer is emotions. We are emotional, and emotions can kill wealth because when the markets drop, people tend to panic. And when you panic, you sell all your investments and you lose out on the opportunity. As a matter of fact, you lose money when you sell and the markets drop. So you want to control your emotions as much as possible, and you want to patch those leaks up where you can significantly increase your wealth without increasing the risk, right? Which is huge, of losing everything. So as you can see, when it comes to doubling your investments, it's not about hype, it's about alignment. But it starts with automating your investments, treating it like a bill. It also involves being consistent. You want to invest consistently month after month for a period of years. Treat it as a bill. And the third thing is you want to minimize inflation rates, taxes, and you want to control your emotions. When you do this, it will not matter if there is volatility or if there is a boom, because eventually you will succeed. By the way, guys, if you got value in this presentation, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, or drop a comment down below. And also feel free to check out my other videos where we turn it up a notch. I thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, I wish you guys all the best. Peace and love.